Well, hello there, James McDonald. This is my first recipe video, the first cooking video I've done. I'm kind of calling this, if I can cook it, so can you. Little bit of background. I am not a chef, I'm not a cook. I have not played one on TV before today. I did, however, start to help my wife out. Some of you know, she was writing a book last year and I decided I would try to help her out. So I just started to do some things in the kitchen, and some of them were pretty messy and some of them were pretty tasteless, but I've actually discovered I enjoy cooking, and so I figured I'd share just a few of the recipes that I've come up with here and there, and hopefully you'll enjoy them as well. A lot of the recipes I come up with have some sort of an element of Scottish flair, hence my amazing apron that I've got here with the McDonald the slate crest right there. But tonight we're going to go ahead and enjoy a salmon dish that is really spiced up with some amazing garlic. It's roasted with garlic and root vegetables. Now you can use other vegetables, so you could use potatoes, but we're kind of doing a paleo thing right now, so I moved away from potatoes. But what I discovered is if you replace the potatoes with some Brussels sprouts, and yes indeed, some radishes, add in some amazing green onions, you can call them scallions or spring onions if you want, and a little bit of onion, and get those babies roasting, and then add your salmon. It is simply amazing. So anyway, one thing you're going to want to do is rinse off your vegetables. Of course, that's an important piece. I always put a little dab of this this veggie soak in here as well, just a touch. By the way, this is about 1 pound of Brussels sprouts and also 1 pound of radishes. And I triple wash them every time I do this. But when you use this Veggie Wash, they really look pretty nice when they're done. Very vibrant colors. Okay, so I've got all of our vegetables all washed up, ready to go. I've actually started to process my onion as well. It's a red onion, 1 red onion. I've got 6 or 7 of the green onions. Again, 1 pound of the Brussels, 1 pound of radishes, all ready to roll. Now what we're going to do, just so you know, is basically, let's go ahead and start with this. I'm going to cut this red onion in half, which you'll see in a second, and then I'm going to basically julienne it, but I'm going to go with about 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch slices, and then have that ready. I'll try to keep those a bit together. With my green onion, of course, I'm going to top it and cut it back about to right here, and then I'm going to split that down the middle. So that's what we're going to do with our scallions, green onions, get those done. The Brussels, I'm going to pop off the bottom. I'm going to look to see if there's any discoloration on the outer skins, and then I'm going to cut them in half. And then I'm going to pretty much do the same thing with the radishes, basically pop, top and bottom, and I'm going to cut those in half. And that's all we're going to do. Okay, we got all of our vegetables chopped up. Everything looks good there. I'm about ready to put our oil in here. By the way, a couple of pro tips. One thing that I kind of stumbled onto, I don't know, I'm sure other people do this, but when I'm chopping things up and I need to throw things away, I don't just grab a garbage can and bring it out. I usually use a little bit of a bowl here, like this, and I fill everything in and it doesn't get everywhere. So that's kind of one pro tip. Another thing, when you talk about roasting vegetables, again, what I'm doing tonight is I'm roasting some Brussels sprouts and radishes, which are simply amazing roasted. But some people struggle with this, because what they do is they'll put all the vegetables out on their baking sheet, and then they'll kind of drizzle the oil on. I found that doesn't work very well because there's no consistency or uniformity in the spreading of the oil. So what I do is I drizzle the oil on first, and then I go ahead and toss it all together. Tonight I'm going to use a couple of tablespoons of avocado oil. I like avocado rather than olive oil. It's your choice. But I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, and then I'm going to just use a couple of drops of my my Vitality black pepper essential oil in there, just to kind of spice it up a little bit, and then I'm going to toss it all up, and then we're going to get it in the oven. Okay, time to spread everything out on our baking sheet. We have a stainless steel baking sheet rather than an aluminum one. It's far better for you. But I'll tell you what, these vegetables, the aroma is just amazing. I wish y'all were able to experience that like I am able to right now. But look at it, isn't that just beautiful? I mean, that's just gorgeous. The colors are vibrant and rich and incredibly healthy, and as I mentioned, definitely paleo. So, and the oven just beeped, which means I can put this in, and we're going to leave that in there for 20 minutes. All right, since we got our vegetables in the oven over there cooking away, I'm going to go ahead and chop up some garlic. You know, the garlic is really one of the key parts of this. What we're going to do is we're going to get this garlic on the stove here pretty quick, and we're going to combine it with some oil, and then we're going to pour that right over the top of the salmon when we're ready to put it in. So basically all I'm going to do is just slice this into little slivers, and we'll be ready to go. All right, our vegetables are done. We've had them in there for about 20 minutes, 425. Come on over, take a look. Roasting up quite nice. And look at those Brussels, those look amazing. Let's go ahead and get these out. While we're cruising, those are right there. Now we're going to reduce the temperature of the oven to 325 for the fish. So we got to get this guy cooled down. All right, so now that we've got our vegetables here, what we're going to do, I went ahead and wiped out the bowl that I'd used earlier, and we're going to toss them with a little bit of Dijon mustard. They smell amazing. There's something about roasted root vegetables. I don't know, the aroma is so much better than potatoes. I mean, potatoes are great. I like potatoes too, but these root vegetables, not only are they paleo, but they're just so good. I never thought that radishes were going to be that great roasted until I tried them. Yeah, these are good.
I told you should do that, remember?
You did. Now you know who my cameraman is, camera baby. You know who my camera baby is. But she's not going to get on the camera today. Got some Dijon mustard right here, about a tablespoon. We're going to scoop that on in here. And then we're just going to toss it all together. Now this is going to be a little warm, so I'm not going to burn my hands. I'm going to use this amazing wooden spoon right here. Yes, ma'am. Next time I'll wear my manslave apron when I do this. And you think I'm kidding. Okay, one of the key things about this meal that you're really going to want to know about is find a really good cut of salmon. We have a seafood store here in town, and I usually try to get the Faroe Island salmon, which comes from the Faroe Islands right off of Scotland, and the salmon is just amazing. So anyway, I usually get about a pound or maybe a pound and a half, cut it into some fillets and lay it on out, and that's what we're going to do right now. You would put what would have been, the skin's off of this, but this would have been the skin side down. After washing my hands, I'm going to grab some salt and just sprinkle some salt on the top of this. Don't have to be real precise, but the salt is amazing with the fish, of course. So get some of the salt, and then I'm going to grab some of our fresh ground pepper and get that on the top of it. Okay, there we go. And then the next step is basically to take our vegetables, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and bring them all around. Now that we've got that all taken care of there, take the vegetables and put them back out around the salmon. All right, now that we've got the salmon laid out, we've got it salt and peppered, we've got the vegetables laid out, I'm going to take just a little bit more of our Dijon mustard and put that over the top of the salmon like this. Just kind of spread it out. Make a nice little glaze of Dijon. You don't want to overdo it, but you definitely want to have some on there. Okay, we're getting down to the last step before we get everything in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and turn on our burner kind of at a medium-high heat. And I'm going to take about between 1/3 of a cup and 1/2 cup, again, of some avocado oil or olive oil, and get that nice and warm. Heat that up really good. I don't know if you remember me chopping up these slivers of garlic, but what we're going to do is go ahead and get that garlic into here, let it cook for about 2 minutes after this gets nice and hot, and that garlic is going to start to brown, and then we're going to take that and just drizzle it right over the top of the fish. Look at this. Doesn't like this. Let's see if I can get that in there. There you go. Yeah, it's getting there. Yeah, just trying to keep an eye on the garlic. I don't want it to overcook, but I definitely want it to get nice and brown. Not super brown, just a slight tinge of brown, because it's going to, of course, be baking in the oven. Something about garlic. You know, you can put less garlic than I do. I put about 1 whole head in when I do my, but Stacy loves garlic. Just the way it is. She loves her garlic. Yeah, that is pretty much right where I want it to be. Right there. Okay. So, now that we've got that going, you might want to be careful about the pan, of course. And now we'll turn that off and just pour it right over the top of our salmon. All right, let's go ahead and let you take a peek at what this is looking like here. Not bad, huh? All right. Now, the trick is opening up the oven and getting it in there. And we're going to go ahead and leave that in for about 12 minutes. Okay, so for while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and just chop up some lemon. We're going to make that into some quarters. And I've also got some fresh chives right there. And I've got some fresh tarragon. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse that off, chop that up, and then what we'll do with that is we'll sprinkle the herbs on the fish when it's all done, and this will just serve on the side. Okay, we've been in there for about 12 to 14 minutes. I can't remember exactly, but we are ready to roll. What do you think? I wish you could smell the aroma because I think it's pretty good. Okay, plate that up. Again, that Faroe Island salmon is just so good. And it's okay if it comes apart. And then we will just put these vegetables around the sides. I got a lot of vegetables to get on this plate. Oh my. Okay, and this is the tarragon and the chives that we chopped up just a few minutes ago. I'm just going to sprinkle some of that on the top. Oh, that tarragon smells so good. And then we'll just kind of maybe decorate it up. Let's get some of these lemons just to make it look pretty. Love juicy lemons. Wow, look at that. Voila. And there you have it. We have a sizzling garlic salmon with roasted root vegetables ready for the table. Wish y'all were here.